Howdy, folks. Let's get it on Thursday. Get right to the business of free harmonic pattern software trial. 2 weeks. You got to get it. I don't know why you'd be here if you don't have it. Harmonic pattern collection. Okay, 2 free weeks. Send your trading view username to hpc@sr-analyst.com. Get a 2-week trial. If you want a new one, you tried it before. Only once. Don't be scamming me, please. Yeah, it's not a problem. Give it a try. Send it to hpc@sr-analyst.com. Also, we got the dots and updated the other stuff for MetaTrader, eSignal. All the updates are on the other platforms, and you are encouraged to try those out as well. I run at least 2 platforms, sometimes 3 on the other computer. Get that? What's going on, chat? How are you? How about harmonic patterns? Let's just admire 5-minute beautiful structures like this in Bitcoin. This is the way, folks. This is how you're going to navigate. A little late to be buying, hodling. We need to be strategic. So great to see everybody. Miss Stephanie, how's it going? AA Ron, Hawk, yo, Steve Smith, Loot, Patient, Meso Gamma, Victoria. You're always here with beautiful heart. Love it. Soul Homie, what's up? And Justin, my gala comrade, what's up? Hey, Mom, you're trading in the zone. Just so happens my mom is visiting me right now. Shout out to my mom. Everybody, shout out to my mom. She needs a little love right now. Shout out to Mrs. Carney. How are you? Everybody else, how are you? Happy Thursday. Exciting times, right? Exciting times. I really, these are the days that you really savor in this career because bear markets are kind of lonely and depressing. But let's not get too overly one-sided bullish because lots of beautiful patterns like this massive 5-minute bearish bat on Bitcoin. Don't be afraid to trade these as we get in there. Yeah, big hype for moms everywhere. Absolutely. Celebrate moms. Specifically moms. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm digging into my second cup of coffee. Thanks, honey. Appreciate it. It's going to get me through. Hey, guess what? SBF was sentenced to 25 years. How about that, right? Give me a break. But it's a sign. There he is. I won't even show his ugly mug too much there. 25 years. That's like, for what he did? Sorry. Madoff went away for life. So it's funny because of all of the intricacies that's been happening, the details, behind the scene details of what this guy was up to. That dude should not see the light of day for at least 50 years after all the billions and billions of people that lost money. Seriously, people's lives were destroyed. And that's why, look, that stuff has always been going on in the markets. It's a sign. I have said that this SBF takedown a year ago was actually a great sign for the market as a capitulation phase. Get the bad actors out in jail where they belong. Let's get back to some efficient markets. And there's been others, and there are others that are operating currently seemingly immune. But look, it really doesn't matter. All we can do is basically manage the 3 feet in front of us and do a damn good job at that. Beyond that, let the rest of the world do whatever. But let's get to the Bitcoin. Let's get to crypto. Major markets kind of snoozing a little bit today, but breaking out the all-time highs yesterday, and we know the deal. We'll review that. I just think your number one asset in the world, that's what it is. Bitcoin is the number one asset to be owned in the world. It's better than Nvidia, Microsoft, the Qs, gold, whatever. It's you got me. I'm there. I'm a lifer now. I'm into this in a way where I've had to get my head around all the stuff these guys have been saying. I really got there like 2 years ago, 3 years ago on the last cycle, but it truly is a phenomenon. I'm just it's awesome to see. I'm a big admirer of markets. I'm a big believer that financial markets actually bring order into society, and they serve a societal function as much as a financial function. We're lucky we've got access the way we do. When I first started out, it was mostly big boys. You call up, give me 100 shares over the phone. You have no idea where you're getting filled. And then the other stuff of all of the classic front running that happened for decades, a lot of that has been removed. And then with Bitcoin, we take the Fed out of the equation and all that nonsense that, look, this thing, self-fulfilling or otherwise, is going to realize all of the big, I guess, visualizations, all of the prognostications of this thing being a major player in future finance, future monetary system, period. I would argue that this is rapidly challenging and will challenge eventually the dollar reserve system unto itself. It actually might save the dollar fiat system. I don't want to get too deep on this, but it really is phenomenal. Now, price action wise, technically, everything we want to see, in these kind of long-term charts, folks, that's just a beautiful monthly chart. We talked about parabolic possibilities last time. Okay, but this is the only thing you really need to consider. Massive breakout, we can all agree, there and now. Everything you want to see here, breakout above that level. The only thing you need is time to fill in that gap, fill in that kind of realization. It's a cycle, right? It's a new accumulation cycle. It's a growth cycle. Price discovery. What do they do? What do they do in nature? Minimum 1618 of the prior cycle. And that is nothing changes. I mean, I'm my only consideration is, does this happen in a month or 3 months? Something like that. 1025. 1025. You're 70,000 right now. I don't care about 70,000. Just tell me how we're going to get to 1025. The big thing that everyone should be watching, the monthly close. That is just massive. Monthly close has got a lot of implications for how quickly this begins, or this accelerates. Monthly closes on Sunday night. Get into Monday. I think that's where you get the continuation to really take off. I mean, we are poking price discovery. Okay, now let's really rip it. Let's go on, get into true price discovery, true kind of acceleration, the type of character you want to see. And this has got it on the weekly for Bitcoin, the monthly, that with the software, this is the only thing you need to really focus on. Watch how that expansion continues. And I draw your attention back to the last cycle, because this kind of expansion, where you're going up into the overbought, is where you get the predominant proportion of the gains. When you're going and you're doing an expansion move like that, look at where that started last cycle. It was like October 20. And then you're in the overbought. Typically you would think, oh, I'm overbought. Maybe I should be looking for a reversal. No, it's not overbought officially. till it comes out of the zone. And that was here. That's what this is doing currently. And it's something that I've gotten into a lot in recent sessions. It is analyzing, monitoring the formation of the indicator structure itself. Now that all comes from Harmonic Trader Volume 2, Harmonic Trading Volume 2, if you will. And you can get that here on the basic members page. All right here, scan down to there, Volume 2. And I did this on relative strength, but please take a look at that book for the indicator formations and what all of that means. Here you go. There you go. It's something like, there it is. Okay, there's the bullish version, bullish RSI BAM. And I outline it step by step, then show some examples, and then go to the bearish side. And the bearish side is where, sorry, I'm trying to get this. There you go. The bearish reading right here, that complex structure. I think it's something a lot of people overlook. They're not really focusing too much on the indicator formation, but it can tell a lot, especially when it corresponds with specific pattern levels. So take a look at that. This is chapter 6 in that book, but please go through there because these formations, they're really powerful long term. They might be one of the key determinants of when the Bitcoin cycle is going to end. But for other, smaller trades or understanding, like, let's look at the 5-minute here. This 5-minute bat that I started with today's session. Okay. You have different, some of these are impulsive singular tests. Others are, you get the M and W formation, like up here. That's more of an M formation. There's a W formation. They're slightly different treatments. Usually we just get the reaction off of something like that and then look for the return move. Back up. Again, I think this is, when you have a bearish pattern in such an uptrend where we are, these reactions are great little moves, but then you're looking for the stronger return. Absolutely, really critical to understand that with the patterns. If you're going to come this far with the patterns, please just educate yourself on those differences. That's Bitcoin. What's up? Got a great crew in here. What's up, everybody? Great to see you. Echo Leaf, Calabunga. Check the 9-minute on Bitcoin. What's the 9-minute? 9 Tesla number, sure. Yeah, and I encourage you guys to fool around with all kinds of intervals, ranges. The 9-minute. Why would I do that? Why not just the 10-minute? 10-minute range? Is that okay? Yeah, it's the same. Look, back-to-back patterns. That's beautiful. Butterfly, perfect alignment to a bat. And then back down. That's good. But here's the deal. I'm only concerned, let's get to Sunday. All right, and let's get this close. Let's clear these highs. I mean, really anything above 70K, 69K, that would be fine, but it's more like exhibit your strength. Let's see how strong this can close. I mean, the all-time high, that would be your best situation, a close above 73.9. So, I mean, that would be, it could easily happen too. 3 days to go through $4,000. Absolutely. Let's check Ethereum. Ethereum is something that has been impressive in the last 2 months, kind of playing catch up, and I still think, we haven't seen the big move in Ethereum. So HSI arrow down here, at around 3,000. We never got a check back. And then remember, 4-hour patterns, daily oversolds. Those are the kind of setups we're looking for. Down here, where was the crab? We had a crab there. I had a pattern right off of here last week. I hate this when this happens. Oh, come on. Daily oversold. All right, escapes me. Still, look. Oh, I think I know what this was. There you go. Yeah. So this is where we're at. I don't know what happened to my pattern, but reaction. Okay. HSI's triggered. All of those around 3,300. We were looking at 3,000 last time to be an important low. I think this is it. You know, low 3,000s and get ready to go back. Hit the 886. I mean, look, halving's coming really soon. 886 is 4,400. That very well could be a critical inflection. Maybe we race up to that 4,400 as we approach the halving, and then we come back down. I just think that's pretty much the play here. Maybe it's something like that, 382, you know, back to like 3,000, and then you go. But we are still just begging to click that 886 first. Looking good. Great to see folks. Carthago saying the DXY printing a daily shooting star. Yeah, we'll go to the dollar for a little bit. It's absolutely probably the last thing that's gonna spring this cycle for free. Yeah. Hey, Greg, what's happening? Yeah, BlackRock is there. You know, think about it this way. Now you got BlackRock in there. Okay, and on top of, you know what, Sailor's just aggressively believing that anything that's a 5-digit Bitcoin is probably a steal. Now you got BlackRock in there, who has a lot more capital to play with than Michael Saylor. So, and these guys, now it's on. Like, now the big boys are fighting for dominance. And that's when little fish like us get to swim the rising tide. So let's be aware of that. Before I go any further, the total index, guys, is still hanging up all time 886. It's right there. That's a big deal. That's 2.618 trillion. Interesting, right? 2.618 trillion. Not a coincidence. It happens like that sometimes. I don't put a lot of credence in the fact that the price number is this exact same ratio number. It's interesting. What do we have here? Well, look, we have a HSI that has given us an inflection and it's rolling over. What about, let me clean it up. What about the amplified RSI? Still in the overbought. And what you have to see, this to continue up and stay up in the zone. Look, let's look at the last cycle comparatively. Identify the M formation. Where is it? It's right there. There's a couple here, but the big one at the top was there, down there, and back to the 50. And what do we know? Once that hits the 50 minimum, you have to do the return move. So we want a complex structure here. Because when that does roll over, it will roll over. You will get the bigger reaction off of that. But I would argue that once that can happen, it's, in the next, I would say 3 months or so, probably be like this. You get the M formation. We spend a few more weeks up here, come down to the 50, and then you get that last ditch. Go back up. This is a general approximation. I'm just kind of tracing things out, but it kind of points to a few more months at least. I think this thing runs until June before a major pullback. The other thing to consider is that if we do push higher, which I think we will, that actually will generate, if we turn back up here weekly, and we know the monthly's just screaming still overbought, you'll see a big continuation. So plenty of time. Again, you will not even have to worry about this until we have given the inflection on the weekly and we're out of the zone. Even that's going to be still early. So in the process, look, continue to ride. 102.5 on Bitcoin is our big number there. 886 all time at 262, 2618 of the crypto total index. Looks great. I don't have any problem with that. And if anything, 1618 is all the way up there. But that's to come. The total crypto index to get to the 1618 would be, yeah, it's like 4.5 trillion. And that's total index. Still doesn't even equal gold. So a couple more. Sure, we'll get into Doge. We'll get into a few new ones. I'm always looking for new ideas, new patterns. And they've been getting delivered to us hand over fist. Something stand out. Look, a standout crypto that has my attention now, Internet Computer, ICP. I mentioned this last time. It got up to 20 off of a low of 3, folks. All-time high was 450. Amazing. Doesn't take much for this thing, as I said, to do some kind of massive price recovery move to a minimum. And check Tuesday's session. We talked about 382, 236. So you have an idea of, okay, where could this really go? Will this go to all-time move, all-time highs? No, we don't need it to. Your 382 all-time kind of corrective bounce is 189, 236. Again, just be aware. These are the possibilities, 116. So you're looking for entries here. Go to a 4-hour at this point and just try to keep entering and sizing up 4-hour oversolds. Let me fix that. There you go. Here's the last few patterns. And on the bullish side, obviously overcooked. Yeah, that was the last shark. That was the end of January, right at $10. Now 20. Great. Give me something down here because 4-hour is oversold. This is a beautiful candidate. And again, the complex structure, really critical. We have it right here on the 4-hour. M formation comes all the way down and you hit the 50 line. So what that means is start looking. It's not an automatic go. What we want to see is hit the 50 because you want this to come all the way down, give you the nice retracement, set up a launch pad, and then BTF harmonic patterns. BTF, the harmonic patterns, once HSI triggers. It's a beautiful combination. Dare I say, probably worthy of a bot, Dustin. So ICP, if you have not jumped on it yet, it's about to give you another opportunity. It might be this weekend. But that 4-hour is going to turn trigger, and you're looking for this not to go to 20 or 30. You're looking for that to do a Solana type move. Speaking of Solana, 186, holding firm, holding really firm, up at this crazy level, 190. And I don't I just don't think it's showing any signs of slowing down. Go to the daily here, and this has just been phenomenal. Another high-level daily HSI, like that one and that one and that one. And I want to show, you might be looking at that and saying, well, Scott, this is $10. Now that's 190. Are you crazy? A little bit. I got to be. But let's do it this way. Let's hide the chart. I could do replay, but we could say the same thing at 80, 90, and now 165, 170. A lot of these have triggered. The little ditch down last week set up so many crypto. What's up, jewelry? $15 a good entry for ICP, around there. Wait for HSI. You'll see it. It'll be, and I'll post it. But I just think it's primed. And look at the history. It's a massive bat. Patterns looking left, incoming. It was a bat and a shark. There's two bats. There, give me the shark. There's the shark. The shark T2 is 238. I think that's your number before the halving. You go to 240 and then some. I mean, the big deal, people thinking, there was that report. It kind of bothered me that it was such a shill report. But boy, it came out, I mean, it was almost on cue. It came out at like $25. I'll have to pull that up and we'll look at that again. But once Solana started moving, then the report came out of like 3,000. I was like, okay, here we go. Must be a sign. But for Solana to do major things like 3618 type things, you look at 950. That's not crazy. That's not crazy. And the volume metrics, and I do talk to people that are in the know a lot more than I am on crypto fundamental action. Solana apparently is just raging volume. And a lot of people do believe this could be ETH killer. But every time you hear anything killer, you're going too far. Let's respect the action, the targets, the strength. And boy, price discovery got a long way to go even before that. But we've seen a lot of these markets do remarkable things. The other one I got to bring to people's attention, something that has caught my eye along the way, is Bitcoin Cash. And Bitcoin Cash really did, I posted something over a year ago when this happened. For me, that was the wake-up sign. I was like, okay, money's starting to come back in. And I tweeted about it this morning. I have not been tweeting that much, for personal reasons. It just sucks me in. And I want to, I start clicking on things, and before you know it, I'm like involved in some celebrity, some celebrity spat. Like, how could they do that? And I find myself quickly wasting time. It's a beautiful app. It's a beautiful, if you want to just scroll around and waste your time, Twitter's it. But I don't have time to do that. So I'm going to balance it, put some safeguards in for myself, not to spend too much time on the damn thing. But Bitcoin Cash, I've been tweeting about that. I think, you're up here at target 2 off the butterfly weekly. Okay, this is minimum stuff. The thing that really has me is this crab pattern with a hop at 870. This is not anywhere close to ending its journey. If anything, we're now fully accelerating into the second leg. I'm going to say 720 to 870 now. And we've always known this is This long-term chart, you want to talk about recovery ranges, it's got a long way to go just to do all-time 382. A lot of static resistance on Bitcoin Cash. You know, it's like 1,300, 1,500. And then don't even get me started on the whole thing of crazy possibilities. Okay, X, A, B, and then a C up to the 886. This could be an 886 recovery candidate. You got its own halving coming up. You got the whole thing with Bitcoin getting so crazy price-wise. Traders might just naturally say, well, I'll give you some Bitcoin. I'll get Bitcoin Cash instead. A lot more recovery room. People are going to fly into that. Something that's really interesting about Bitcoin Cash, and I've said to you folks that these ETNs, they're lottery tickets. BCHG, the Grayscale Bitcoin Cash Trust. I am long this. I've been long this for a little while, months, and I think this is a lottery ticket. And there's a lot of these lottery tickets still available on sale. Okay, I think the Bitcoin Cash, the monthly chart for this was, it looks like this. Hold on, it's a massive ABCD that was generated by the software. I have my ABCs turned off. I even have the alternate batch turned off. Sorry, hold on. No, let me get to the other one. It's on, I think it's on the eSignal platform. It's a big ABCD on Grayscale Trust. And these are, boy, these are really interesting vehicles. I said this last time, I had some scammers tagging me and stuff, and I've kind of switched some allocation to these on my brokerages just so there's not risk. Whatever. I mean, Coinbase is fine, but I had to make some changes, just security wise. But here's the BCHG chart on monthly. This is the eSignal platform, by the way. I'll bring it over here. There you go. It is a massive ABCD. So yeah, obviously it overshot the targets. I mean, it went to $1 at the low and then did beautiful. This is a super base and a half, but I think target 2 at 38.68 is easily possible very soon, like before the halving. We know 25.52 at target 1 is a reaction, immediate minimum reaction level. It's just been impressive. And that basing chart formation with this kind of a breakout, you can't ask for a better start to something to do. If you're looking for that to go to 40, that's exactly the kind of price action you want to see. Today's follow through, gone. Beautiful days, folks. Hey, I don't know where we'll be a year from now. Seriously, it is almost comical to try to entertain possibilities, but let's just enjoy and take advantage of this stuff. Okay, a couple more. Let's get back to the trading view. This is the eSignal platform, by the way, and you're all encouraged to give that a test. The only thing you have to pay for the data, but it has all kinds of scanners and beautiful option windows and stuff that TradingView just doesn't have this degree, but more on that another time. Let's get into some others like Litecoin, because Litecoin's another one. That is Miss Teen Crypto. Been on her show. She's been on mine. Big proponent. Big shout out to her. If you're not checking her out, she's over at Miss Teen Crypto. Twitter, she does her show in the mornings. Big fan of Litecoin. And I agree. Litecoin was the first crypto I ever bought. and it just blew my mind. I think I bought that. What was it? The first one was like down here in 18, and I caught that move. So it's got history. Also, look, remember the last cycle? We're connecting dots here. X, A, B, C, D to the 886. It overshot, but we're going to use the same approach for all of them. You get a big W formation, folks. All right, this is the definition of a BAM, bat action magnet move. You break your 50 level and then you accelerate through. You should be looking for this on all of your major crypto. Many have already done it to trigger 886 and beyond. For Litecoin, getting ready. And I've said 115 on Litecoin triggers it. Now, it doesn't have the same B point. It's kind of low to say, all right, maybe this gets all the way to the 886 at 385. That's crazy. But if we connect dots, how can we connect dots? Well, you get your W formation. We can start there. X, A, B point. Around a 33% minimum is typically what you want to see if it's going to be a valid W formation. So even if we connect dots like that and we do what I call an intermediate pattern, like it's off of an inside inflection point, you still have the proper alignment. Get you to 265. Oh, I have the screen over. Thanks. It's that dang e-signal. Thanks, guys. Here you go. Thank you. Let's try that. There it is. The BAM, B point from the last cycle up to the 886. Break it out again. Yeah, you guys, I just riff. Sometimes I'll spend 10, 15 minutes just staring at the chart and I'm not looking at the chat. So I have to kind of keep my eye on it. How are we doing now? Yeah, we look good. Now we're good. So I'm sorry. I'll come back and circle it with all the requests too. Thanks, Julian. I appreciate that. Yeah, you guys know, I'm not the tech guy. Anyway, so you're worried that Bitcoin is out of your reach. You're not going to capture this move because you don't have 70,000 to buy one stupid coin. Well, do you have $95 to buy a Litecoin? Do you have $500, $600 to buy a Bitcoin? Get a couple now, and let's see how this thing works out. I'm not going to say I know whether or not this will stop at the 886, but I will say that this test up to the 886 will happen on this cycle. 260. And it's not a big deal. Crypto is all about the asset allocation cycle of this whole year. Money flowing into the total index to get that allocation from 1-2 trillion to 4-5 trillion in a year. Absolutely, you can buy fractions of Bitcoin. What's up, Shabundi? But wouldn't you want one at least? Don't know. Julian asking, who keeps toilet coins for a year? What's a toilet coin? A T coin. That just came out of a riff on looking at low cap stock crypto that had lost 90 to 99% of its value, usually under a billion market cap. And how were we going to sort out those that could do 10x to 30x moves? It was looking for these crappy coins that were doing nothing for a long time. And Litecoin, with minus the market capitalization, does have all the T coin properties. But now we're on the backside or the upside here. True T coins, they started out. A true T coin that started out as a T coin was Fetch AI, and now look at it. Fetch AI, folks, is mind-blowing. Fetch AI was a T coin all the way back here, weekly chart, and this is the power of harmonics, folks. Let me get to the right chart. There you go. This Gartley, or a bat pattern, sorry. This bat kicked it all off, and for the folks that have been here, this is what really can happen with home run harmonic patterns. Home run harmonic patterns where you get the proper alignment, you get your type 1, type 2, 17.5. I mean, go back to last July, August, last fall. Target 2 at 82 was annihilated. This is now like 15x, 16x. And where is it going? Where's Fetch going to go? Because this is the best case scenario of your T coins that just keep going. And I've taken some profits on this, but now I'm going to have to hold the rest and just see how far this can go as it plays out, because this is powerful stuff, folks. Your 3618 on Fetch AI. I mean, book it at 435, 440. Your 314, well 2618 is right here. And you're hitting all-time 2618 on Fetch AI. This is more like a $4 or $5 creature. Yes, what's up, Red? Good point. There was that news. AGIX, Fetch, and Ocean. We were in front of all of those. I mean, AGIX was probably even more ideal. And only recently, here you go, caught wind of that possibility. Obviously, listen, this has been in the works for a while. This is all inside buying, chasing. Okay? So they knew. People heard that news and went out and were just loading up. But AGIX had this daily. We go all the way back to like 20 cents here. It was amazing. It was a beautiful Gartley too. So what does that tell you? Strong. We can throw some projections off of the pattern to give us some targets. How high can this go? 2618, 314, 3618. That is your range. 2618 on AGIX, 150, 314, go even higher, 180. These are going up. They're continuing to go higher, and the incredible thing is that these on the daily all put in high-level HSI signals. So that's an HSI, Harmonic Strength Index, proprietary indicator that is incorporated with the software. No one else has it. No one else even really understands the dynamics of even why. But you don't need to. You just need to train your eyeballs on those formations. Set your signals, set your alerts, and execute. Daily oversold, 4-hour patterns. I think this one, it might have been an hourly. It was hourly or 4-hour up here. I think it was an hourly. I prefer those 4 hours, but the daily oversolds get my attention. Yeah, maybe it was Ocean. So many of these. There you go. Ocean, remarkable. Weekly or monthly? Weekly. There you go. All the data. And Ocean showing us how the W target works. So Ocean AI came all the way down. Another T coin, former T coin. But what's our minimum approximations if we can connect dots? You know, X, A, B, C, D. Now, come on back to what I was saying earlier. Our B point, if we make that assumption, okay, our B point, maybe that's a little low at a 246. Remember, I'm looking to be as conservative as possible to get the highest degree of confidence in possibilities. So if we're connecting dots, that bad pattern kind of makes sense. But if we're to the right of the chart here, looking for what could truly happen here, and we could trace out a connect the dots bat, minimum levels, 136. There's a lot of these that are doing this currently where we're not at target yet, but we're going there, and you just have to stay firm, committed, ride it to that target. Couple more. Yeah, the market cap on FET. Those are, listen, these are those three are absolutely, they're in uncharted territory. We've seen this. Once you get a past 03618, it's more like ride it till you get a 1 bar, 3 bar reversal. But these are free to go, free to run. Do I wish I had held it all? Sure. But that's not how it goes realistically. It's absolutely important. You're going to take a chunk of profits along the way up and still have plenty to ride if you get the big 30, 50, 100x. It's truly amazing. And again, do go back to what we were saying August, September about those specifically. A couple more. You guys are just chomping a bit about this JASMY. Who's saying that? 1 bar reversal. Yeah, like a weekly, like a bearish candle on a weekly, or a 3-day turnaround. So when you're going parabolic, it can only take like 1-2 massive red candles to end the trend. JASMY. Talk about T-coin. This is T-coin. This is there was a if this was needed a picture of T-coin, this is it. JASMY coin. And I've talked about this before, where amazingly last cycle you go from 5 to 35, and then this was a third of a penny at the low or a quarter of a penny, and you were able to go 10x, but it hasn't moved. How does that happen? Well, it's just starting to get off that base. This was one that we said we're going to really know, okay, by the halving next month, whether or not this thing can be something large. The interesting thing about JASMY, yeah, we had patterns. Not pretty, but all-time level on Coinbase at least, had a bat structure, and then the floor of the hop at 0.007 cents is a real deal. But are we going to do something crazier like get out of the zone and go to a target 1 to 18 cents? Maybe. I think it's going to take time, but remember last time I talked about all-time 382 retracements as kind of the determinant of how high this could go truly. So JASMY would have to do things in the next couple of weeks. Luckily, yeah, if you are in JASMY, you have a what I would consider a substantial continuation, HSI continuation from there. All right, all the way back. Last one was January. So even though it's at a high level, I'd be looking, and then your 4-hour chart. It was a 4-hour, yeah. So here's another one. Daily oversold. Okay, 4-hour pattern. So I'm watching this because I would love to see you get a retest. Could we get one more at 160 and then go? I'm watching. I think there's better setups. There's better patterns than this. But I like that, if you want a lottery ticket. Couple more. SEI. Yeah, those are that whole category of those new, I call them new generation crypto. SCI, Ondo, all of those, they've done big moves, retracing back. It's still, are we daily oversold yet? Not yet. It's a beautiful uptrend, but the last signal is actually got resistance up here at about $1. 4-hour pattern, not really, not yet, not yet. A couple of those others, well, we haven't looked at CRV in a while, and that's got patterns looking left. It did a big move. Remember this, CRV, big patterns at 44, and look at all those patterns. But what's happening now with a lot of these daily oversolds, you got stuff like this. So I'm watching these, okay, because a lot of the daily oversold signals that have generated in the last week are probably going to give us continuations, especially as we enter the new month. CLV, what's that, Clover Finance? Oh, you gotta be kidding me, really? I did look at that a while ago. Okay, this is what happens. That's a beautiful chart, man. That thing is a rocker. Okay, get it on the radar because look at the recovery range. Yeah, look, this is those crypto that have not run yet. They should start running now. If they're not running, literally by the halving in the next 2 or 3 weeks, this could be one. Then forget about even the 382 recovery range. Go to $1 off of that. Could see that. Talk about new things running. Well, we got to look at Doge, folks. Doge. Yes, somebody's been asking that. The Doge chart, since, remember this pattern, this structure, the 4-hour, after the first thrust, that pattern at 1270, I know we covered that a week ago. We were right there. The week and a half, yeah, like last Tuesday. I'm impressed. And Doge wants to do a recovery range. I think you have to just kind of admire its capabilities, its strength in recent weeks. 382, $32. Sorry, 32 cents. Yeah, $32 would be something crazy. And we'll see. Beyond that, a lot of static resistance up there. 30, I think 30 is coming here on Doge. And don't be surprised. Things should start to really act up from here. Get a couple more. Yeah, let's segue out and look at some of the big boy stock, crypto stock. Let's check in with our strategy. Miners are up today, finally. MicroStrategy, off almost 200 today. What's going on there? Nice HSI. And this is another one where monthly close is going to be important. Not surprised to see this take it out. Only thing you really concerning yourself with right now is the prior inflection. It's like 1300. So how do you feel about that breakout? Despite being down 200 today. Not a problem. Not a problem. Let it come in. There's the daily. Do we have yeah, we have a complex structure. Another one. It's like the last one from February, but never got down to the 50. This one, you got a few more tops here. So let that come in. MicroStrategy, I think Coinbase, the same deal. They've had a hell of a run this first quarter. There's Coinbase, 266. Daily daily oversold already. Remember, Coinbase is this. Coinbase is the big 886 at 360. I have a bat pattern at the moment, but let's see what happens here. Your yellow dot retesting like 275. We could pause there. We could even retrace to 230. But once we continue, I think it's probably next month, and anything at 300 then says shoot the gap, go to the 886. It's nice. What's up, chat? Great to see everybody. What's up, Paris? How are you, my man? Rogelio, Greg. Yeah, Coin is. It is the custodian for 15 new BTC ETFs. Yeah, look, it's the player. It's the main player. It's the JP Morgan of crypto. I hate to say that. In terms of money center institutions within this industry, you got them. You got Binance Coin. Before I get too far away from crypto, Binance Coin really doing stuff that I said this last time, I was too dismissive of this shark pattern. But it had everything you wanted to see, and then we're stalling out the 886. This should be a prime example of how to size up these moves. How do we know it's going on 886? Do you have the dots? Do you have B point at a 382, a C point higher than A, and then 886? I mean, this was dead on the money. 886. I know that let me get that exact on the points. You guys get it's right on 640. So pause here on Binance Coin, but Binance Coin, like the rest of them, needs to be something that goes into price discovery, and I would still say let that go to 1618 as a part of the allocation cycle. Go to 1,000, not a problem. Not a problem. That's what it should do. Couple more. Get to those miners. Look, Riot, Mara, Clean Spark. These are sitting on big patterns. Okay, we know the deal. Just taking their time. Early in that development phase, but Riot, every time it hits 10, that's the XA, all-time 886 off the bat. $33. That's how we should be thinking it. If it takes a lot of time to get there, so be it. If it took the whole year, you're almost talking a 3x, 250% from current levels. And then I think, we get another retest at $10, hit it again. I mean, this has had 3 tests of 886 at the $10 level, 1 and 2, and now a third. And each of them went up at least 50%. You guys can manage that type of trade. Mara, another one. I think these are just laggards. Let's get past the halving and then run. There you go. Mara is calmly and, in a real kind of a concrete fashion, just doing a stair step, building. You get above 30 on Mara, there's nothing. Look at the all-time chart here. It's getting squeezed into that zone. She'll go. She will go. And then, Ivan, BT. That's the same deal. BT. This one has patterns. Remember last week? There's the arrow. 226. It's like the rest of them. Okay? They're lagging, but it's just a matter of time. And the T2, that's an automated algo output, meaning not only has that satisfied all of the proper pattern algorithms, but it also had target 1 up to target 1, T1 reaction to target 1, come all the way back down, hit the level in ideal manner. 226. All good on that. And possibilities, well, you know, this is your pattern that you're dealing with. Patterns looking left, folks. Get them. Line them up. Let's go over to the Qs. It's that time. Qs, folks. You want to see all of this move together in tandem. 445. Why are we pausing? It's the hop level on the bat. That's okay. 445.47 to be exact. Pausing. I think this also has great significance because we are at the end of the month. There's no trading tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow's a holiday. Then we start the month fresh on Monday. Go to our monthly chart. And all of these projections that the 1618, this little ABCD off the COVID low, all of them point to at least 505, 510. Not to mention, monthly chart continues with another green candle. It's a small one, but that's okay. A little pause, if you will, not even, and just stay above last month's high. That's 440.59. I think we can do that. So the Qs, been the plan since last year. You know, first we were going to go since that signal. That was all the way back in 22. All those fat patterns. 886. Okay, there's 886. Blast through. You just continue month over month. 113. 127. That's like 450. I would say that's your target. And then once we can clear 445, 450, there's a gap. And that gap is 505, 503. Something I'm thinking about. Where's the optimal place to buy long-dated calls with a 500 strike? That, my friends, is something I'll be talking about next week. Because this has been a beautiful trend, but it's not terribly aggressive. It is, in my opinion, this kind of tight channel isn't really the end of anything. In fact, to end the trend from a price perspective, you do need to go parabolic. You need to do something that goes crazy in some kind of spike type move that gets out of whack and then gets corrected. Also, we're on the lower end of this channel pretty soon. So I'm definitely watching where is that trigger going to come. Earnings in the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, probably going to be crazier than January. So get ready. Get ready. We're looking for those kind of triggers. Yeah. It's it really is just not stopping. It's on this is a train track, folks. That's your railroad tracks up to the 1618 minimum. And we have precedent. I talked about that last time, especially last week. So be aware of that. It's a lot of the things that I'm doing. I don't want to repeat over and over again the same scenarios, more of an update as things progress. But, you know, we're getting to that point where we're at another possible accumulation, continuation. And I want to show you from yesterday, just on the Qs. This is the kind of thing that's been happening recently. You get these beautiful patterns on a 5-minute and they kind of screw around and finally trigger. It was in the real time yesterday. There you go. Crab pattern, 5-minute. And this took all day yesterday. and you went to 445. So let's watch this, because possibly today we come up, we did the nice move. It's a perfect type 1. This 5-minute pattern is pretty strong. And if we could come back like 442.88, get some kind of confirmation down here, that literally could be the structure that triggers it into earnings. That's how close we are. It's really impressive stuff at a high level after such a strong move. Remember this gap up from a week or so ago? Come back, fill it, form a pattern. We know 445 is the big number. So are we pausing and I'm going to do another step up? Yeah. And that's almost ready to begin. Couple more. Big stuff. We'll get to SPY. I'll talk about gold. And looks like this. But I do want to look at Nvidia really quick. Nvidia. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Can we get this oversold? What's happening in Nvidia? Well, we know it's skyrocketed. Remember the 314 from long ago? You're there. 314 all time. I mean, amazing that it wasn't too long ago, folks. Remember the bat pattern? That was on the daily down here. No, it was this one. Around 400. And you doubled off of that. Okay. We're looking for this thing come off again and probably give us some type of another high level pattern after we finish this pause. So where we are now on the daily, let it come down. Let it come in a little bit more. And I think it's more about amplified RSI and getting your indicator oversold to really detect where the next continuation will occur. Let that come in. It's, you know, I've been saying all along, SMH in the tech is where you want to focus. Long time. SMH has moved just an insane amount. I mean, SMH has always been a great vehicle, but this kind of acceleration, not only breakout, go to the monthly chart because it's your comparative all-time view here is it's remarkable. That is absolutely a beautiful long-term breakout. Getting a little wicky today. We were as high as 235. We'll close around 225 for today. That's fine. But to me, this looks more like the second leg. And you can do this, folks. One of the things that told me that at the .com era, that all those crazy .com stocks were topping out was I could draw all-time ABCDs on all of them. I really should almost spend you could spend a whole time doing that, but it's kind of like that. That's what an all-time projected ABCD might look like. And once they hit that all-time ABCD, I mean, it was the likes of like Yahoo, Network Solutions, CMGI, Sun Microsystems, all names that are long gone. But these had put in all-time ABCDs like that where it was served as a great target. And in terms of a blow-off stage, you start looking. But that's only a 2.0. What I really want to see, 314s, 3618s. On the monthly, a 314. And we talked about this last session on parabolics. 320, 330. That's what defines parabolic. You've gone too far, too fast. This is just simple corrective structure ABCD. I'm okay if you pause there. Yeah, we're hitting some oversold levels, but they haven't triggered yet. But I'm tracking SMH. I'm tracking, the big cap, Microsoft, Meta. Microsoft finally hit the 1618 all time. But that's a first stop. Okay? And I want everyone to do this if it's your favorite crypto. These are valid assumptions, valid kind of connect the dot targets. Microsoft, if this is A to B, go all the way back to 2003, C to D, okay, your all-time ABCD is something like that. If we want to go 314 and get really crazy, yeah, that happens. That's possible. But the ABCD leg, that approximation on your long-term charts is something everyone should be tracing out. Those are definite possibilities. Couple more. Couple of more. We got, of course, the Meta. Meta continues. These are just 47. Oh, little bearish monthly. Okay. Got it. We're going to get a bearish candle on Meta. Interesting. This is a great example of amazing run from 100 to 500. There's the first bearish candle. Am I concerned? No. Do I have to look at anything? No. But the fact that it is a bearish monthly candle, I'll start looking at how that reacts next month. When I said on crypto that we want to pay attention to the first bearish monthly bar as a sign of something after it's gone parabolic, it's kind of like that. This is not going parabolic, because if it was parabolic, we'd do this. We'd be not only 1618 like there, but we'd be 314. So, and then down to 382, something like that. I'm watching these. Why? Well, one, where's the next level of entries? Two, is the broader market asset allocation going to continue? Because it'll show up in stocks like this. Let's get to, say, gold and crude. Wrap it up. Gold. Folks, gold is the most impressive chart next to Bitcoin in the entire universe. I'm surprised. One, the gold bugs aren't out there doing a dance in front of every TV station in the world saying, see, I told you so, because gold bugs are like that. But technically, this chart, if this is exactly what I'm looking for Bitcoin to do on a monthly basis, except for Bitcoin came all the way down here. Bitcoin did this and then up. Gold, folks, this is just, let's do the channel. Okay. You need money. Excuse me. You have a little extra money sitting in your bank account. All right. Would you want it in gold or leave it in the bank account? It's getting up there. This is a massive breakout. That's, talk about price discovery. Phenomenal. And this isn't even about so much the last 2 years as the last 8, 10 years to come with the same type of deal. Look, we can't even get a W formation, but I would say X ABCD to 2,800 on gold is an easy target. And what does it say about things? What does it say about the dollar and basically dollar depreciation, debasement? It's fully on. It is fully on. And gold, more than I think any other asset category. Bitcoin definitely rivals it, but gold was always the most harmonic market. It really loved, it hugged the 618 retracement. It would magnet effect up to 1618s. I used to do a lot of work on gold because it was so harmonic. Like, all right, makes sense. But this is definitely impressive, understated, and I don't even think the financial media wants to talk about this and talk about what really gold at 2240 truly means. It's historic, and it's happening now. Amazing stuff. Meanwhile, crude oil continues to climb on schedule. Not nearly as sharp, but as nice or nicer with that beautiful bat pattern. Get this blown up. Again, we want asset allocation expansion. That means other sectors, other, crude, industrials, gold, all of them. I mean, it really is starting to branch out and spread out here, and getting stuff like crude oil to get a bid is exactly what you want to see. Go up, I think 93 is still the big target, and we have all of the same ones. Occidental Petroleum, Apache, Valero, ConocoPhillips, those refiners. Okay, this seems to suggest a lot of these that have been basing sideways for a while want to come out and eventually challenge all-time highs, getting above current resistance, and that's pretty much your floor. 56 on Oxy. And look at the patterns. There you go. So lots of patterns down here. At a minimum, we come back, retest the range-bound obvious resistance levels. But the more important fact is that crude oil's catching a bid. Asset allocation continues to other sectors. You want to see that. Yeah, Carthago, great one. You also in those soft commodities, coffee, orange juice, oil, olive oil, palm oil, all those, spot uranium. Yeah. It's a dollar debasement story. It's a dollar debasement story. Let's go to DXY really quick. It's coming. DXY. Okay, you're here. Range bound. Doesn't seem like it's doing much. Couple of bullish patterns even. But what's at stake? We have that big crab pattern on the daily, but it's only a type 1. Got to come back, retest this, and then go further out weekly. Okay, another alternate bat right off the top, or even monthly is probably where you can glean the most. Where's that Gartley? I had a big Gartley here. It's like this. My thought on dollar index is that, yeah, that peak was made on that last inflection a year ago. And let's connect dots. X ABCD at a kind of Gartley bat-ish on that last one. A lot of lines there. Let me clean that up again. So I'm watching the dollar. I'm watching gold. And this is a short-term phenomenon, this acceleration, but it's on for the next 3 to 6 months. It's cocoa or cacao. Coca? Yeah, coca. Yeah, that's the other chocolate. The other chocolate. No, thanks. But I should do a deep dive on those others maybe next week. Next week, we got Lieutenant Ponzi coming in. He's a prominent harmonic pattern poster guy. So look forward to that. And we're going to be bringing some other people on here. But let's talk about expansion here. Let's talk about the Dow Jones Industrial Average, Dow 30. Okay, your strongest chart of a crab pattern or deep crab, ready to run to target month over month. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth month straight up since the low back in October. That nothing stops that until you get to 420. Yeah, I said that. 420, maybe 419. Sorry to kill your buzz if you're buzzed, but 420. It's a deep crab. And this continues. Now look, there's nothing here that says roll over just yet. Coming into the end of the month, HSI is overbought on the monthly, but what do we know? It'll take a couple months. It's a lot like this last test here. And we had a final ditch phase, another 10% higher. I think that's minimum. Well, if we want to see fireworks, okay, here's amplified go up. We want continuation. And I think it gets to the point where April must be and will likely be a big month, a follow-through month. April will take the ball and run with it to the end zone. And then you get that follow-through into June. Look, if I was like a hedge fund short guy and I just hated the market, I would still have to say this is really strong action. I'd really have to have some guts to try to be selling into that kind of a breakout. It's not there. We are in a follow-through magnet move. Couple more. What do you guys have? You hangers on. Yeah, Woody Harrelson. Yeah, it was so funny when Mitch and I did that live stream in Vegas. I ran into Woody at a certain type of store. Really cool guy. I'll post that picture. I have to find it somewhere. It's been a while. A really cool guy. Talked to him for 2 minutes. But it's really funny. I don't know why you even bring that up, but yeah. 0 and 1. Let's save those softs for next time. I just think it's we could go on forever here, but the major markets, that's always what I want to bring to you folks, so that you've got a clear foundation of what's happening from that harmonic perspective. It's pretty clear. Look, Bitcoin, major markets, you're on that follow-through move. We're reaching overbought levels, but that's a process that takes months to unfold. I want to see how high we go. How far can this go? Let's bring it back to BTC. Okay, up here, 70K. All right, expect this thing, little bumps, but I just say above 75K, it just should be the spark that gets you to 102. And we've seen that. We'll do the same thing with the other markets. We're just trying to pinpoint these continuations to the larger, obvious, weekly, monthly upside objectives, and enjoy this time, folks. We don't get this too often, but this window is open for your enjoyment. Let's ride it. Okay, that's what I have for today, folks. We'll be back on Tuesday. You have a great weekend, a great holiday. We'll catch you then. As always, go get them.